Warriors, welcome to this video. Today, I want to tell you that health anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not going to make this video in a way where it's sugarcoating a situation, where it's making you feel warm and fuzzy and tell you, you know what, you can do it. It's not one of those videos. It's about giving you the facts. It's about giving you the truth. It's about sharing my own relationships, my own relationship with health anxiety and how I suffered and what I got out of it, what I learned along the way, what I learned during, what I learned after. So that's what this video is about, okay? Let's understand what health anxiety is. Health anxiety is a story, a lie that you keep on telling yourself that then turns into a belief. You have a belief that says, you know what? I'm destined for a catastrophe. I'm destined to have the worst possible thing happen to me. I'm destined for this life of living stationary and being unfulfilled. I am destined for pain. The truth is that this is a story. And because this is a story, you can begin telling yourself a whole nother story. That's the truth. And the important thing to understand here is you see yourself in a certain way. You are anxiety. You are fragile. You are sensitized and all that stuff. All the stories and all the lies that you tell yourself. And when you think about belief systems, when you think about identity, we are doing everything in line with how we see ourselves as a person. So it's vitally important that we disconnect from being anxiety and seeing it as something that we're currently just doing. We're just thinking these thoughts. I'm not anxiety. I'm just behaving this way. I'm not anxiety. It's just a temporary thing because I started from the bottom. I started by saying, you know what? I'm done suffering. You cannot change until you suffered enough. And I suffered enough. I said, you know what? I'm done with this life. I am done with health anxiety. Now I can find answers. Until you get to that point, things don't change. But the beauty of overcoming health anxiety is I realized something really important. I realized that, hey, my imagination was running wild. I had a very vivid imagination when it came to health anxiety. I always imagined the worst possible scenario. If I read something in an article, I had it. If I went to the doctors and they double, triple checked me, it didn't matter. I made some kind of story up and I imagined the worst possible scenario. So you are in fact, you have a very vivid and active imagination. The only problem is that it's unconscious right now. Your thoughts and imagination as one is creating that anticipation anxiety, the catastrophic thinking, the mind reading, the fortune telling, all the negative automatic thoughts. Now, when we consciously pay attention to our thought patterns, begin restructuring our thought patterns, changing our belief systems, and then involving the most powerful aspect of it all, imagination. When we start to engage and create images and movies in our minds and snapshots of the things we want, we already have the skills. That's the beauty of it, is we don't have to learn how to imagine, we're already good at it. Now we just have to take part in the process and begin consciously thinking differently and imagining different things, okay? Let's understand this. The other thing about health anxiety is that it is making you a very determined person. You know, you're a fighter. You are a fighter because there is nothing else in this world that is as scary as facing death on a daily basis. And you do that. You do that every day, and I did that every day. You know, with everything that I read, with every comment that I got, I internalized it. I internalized everything. I said, yes, I have that. Yes, I am that. Yes, unfortunately, I'm going to become that. Little did I realize that I was, in fact, always fighting. I was always fighting. I was always trying to get rid of my health anxiety. I was always trying to change my state in an instant, and it never worked. I was severely sensitized. I was like a car alarm that went off with just a little bit of wind. Just anything could set me off. Sensation. Anything. So I realized that I developed a lot of determination. And the beauty of health anxiety is that once you've overcome it, there's nothing else in this world that can stop you. You're gaining as long as you're not giving in to these feelings and accepting them as part of your reality and thinking, you know what, that's just the best my life is going to be. As long as you're still trying to solve problems, figuring things out, learning, you're going to find that you get to a place of saying, you know what, wow, I've gained so much determination on this journey. I'm a much more complete person now. I'm much more open-minded now. There's a lot of skill sets. You may not see it right now, but there's a lot of skill sets that you are gaining internally that you will be able to use in different areas of your life, okay? The other thing is health anxiety, okay, creates a deeper understanding of yourself. You're understanding yourself better. And the other great thing about this, I'm not saying great thing, guys. I'm saying what are we gaining from this journey? How is it going to affect us in the future? That's what I'm saying. And the truth is that with every step that you take through the Anxiety Guy resources, you're learning things that you would have never learned before. You would have never learned how the mind works. You would have never learned how the body works. Your nutrition, your nervous system, your imagination, through the YouTube video, through the End the Anxiety program, through the podcast, through all these things, these resources that you have coming from a CBT NLP practitioner, you are learning, my friends. And with learning comes understanding. With understanding comes application. And once you begin applying this stuff, change rapidly begins to happen. But let's understand something. With every step that you're taking, you're gaining the knowledge, which is a good thing. You're learning more about yourself. Now, there's nothing to be ashamed of with health anxiety. Nothing. Okay, let's understand that. Let's understand that you are a strong human being. Okay? Let's understand that you have so much to give in this world. You have so much contribution left in you. Okay? You have so much variety left in you. And we have to start saying, you know what? I have to stop trying to get out of this painful situation and eliminate this feeling. Instead of doing that, what we have to do is we have to begin creating the pictures of what we want to become later on in life. We have to be reminded every single day of the roadmap, of the outcome of what we want to create. What feelings do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of relationships do you want? What kind of business do you want to start? I promise you, when you start to create that pleasure state within you, when you start to really give your mind, your GPS system, the message and the direction, it's going to take you there. The problem is, though, is that with health anxiety sufferers, we're so caught up internally that the slightest thing sets us off. And to be able to turn from internal to external is like climbing Mount Everest. I understand. I get it. I totally get it. But I also get the idea of neuroplasticity. Your brain is very, very open to change. It's able to change its neural pathways. But you, my friends, you have to make that change. Like I mentioned before, when you begin change, when you do change work with a practitioner, mentor, whatever it is, you're gonna find that things get a little worse before they get a lot better, okay? You're gonna find that there's moments of, my God, wow, when I really focus on conscious living, mindful living, when I'm really aware of my lifestyle patterns, when I've once and for all reframed my past experiences, all the things that I do with people one-on-one, then you know what? I start to see myself differently, the world differently, and I start to see my future differently, and it's beautiful. This is in your hands. I'm living proof of this, and I'm also living proof to tell you that you can live your life, okay? with freedom. You can live your life the way you want to live your life. You do not have to worry so much about the judgments of others as far as what sensation you might be feeling and if you're going to embarrass yourself. Or if you're sweating and all of a sudden, my God, is somebody going to see me because I'm sweating? Or am I tingling? Are they going to stay in this relationship with me? What's going to happen? Notice what's happening here. I'm creating a story out of nothing. I'm creating a story out of nothing. But we can change that story. We can start to replace that story. We can say, you know what? If I sweat, it's a sign that I'm detoxifying, baby. I'm detoxifying. And the truth is that that person sitting across me who's my best friend isn't detoxifying. Notice how I switch it around. I play the reversal game. I start to see my sensations differently, and therefore I accept them. I start to move with them rather than trying to get rid of them. I start to understand my mind and body better, therefore I understand the reaction better. I start to understand my brain and understand that my brain creates pairings, interpretations, and a lot of the times those interpretations are wrong. I might look at a lamp and say, hey, that black lamp is really nice. But then I look at a red lamp and say, ugh! Okay? And then I start to feel the flush of sensations. My amygdala begins to fire off. The truth is that I can look at that lamp a lot differently. I can say, whoa, that red lamp, I don't like the red part of it, but I do like the white bulb that's in that lamp. And therefore, as I change my focus, I start to say, you know what, I'm comfortable with this lamp. That's the way we see our sensations and symptoms. That's the way we look at the fear of dying. My friends, it is in your hands. The anxiety guy is a resource for you. I know it, but understand, do not be ashamed of your health anxiety. Do not be ashamed that you live in fear for the temporary time. Do not be ashamed of going out with people, spending time with people in the fear of judgment. As long as you understand and catch yourself in the moment of that fear, you're gonna find that, hey, I can talk myself out of this. I really can. I can see things in a different light. I can focus on a different aspect of the experience and therefore change the way I feel. I'm here for you. Love you guys so very much. Make sure to subscribe to The Anxiety Guy. I'll be making videos like this each and every week. Remember, you are more than anxiety. Bye, guys.